Welcome to I Am Robust podcast, and this is episode number 1. Before we start, thank you for giving me your time and listening to this podcast, and I hope you will enjoy it and you will love it. First of all, let me introduce I Am Robust podcast for you. This podcast brings you weekly episodes of self-improving, entertaining, informative, and honest discussions on how to become a better version of yourself and embrace your true self. I am the creator and the host of this podcast. My name is Muhammad Khair, and the aim here is to give you insights and tips on how to transform your life and shift your life to become robust. And what's meant by robust, or what do you mean by robust? Robust means you are unbreakable, you are strong, and no one can break you from the inside and the outside. And that's our aim here, to become robust and extraordinary. So this podcast is for you to explore new ways to improve yourself and how to perform at your peak levels in different aspects of life. So in this episode, which is the first episode of this podcast, we are going to talk about So we all have different beliefs, different things we stand for, and things we are taught when we were children or kids. But do you ever think about why you believe in the things you do, certain things in life, such as, let's say, religion or welfare, or how to define your success or happiness or anything else? How did you get these beliefs? Did you ever question what you were taught as a child? That is something you have to do. We have to question our beliefs in every aspect of life, in everything we believe in. From religions to, as I mentioned, the way you define success, the way you define happiness, the way you look at money, the way you look at other people's other stuff. But the thing is, as we can see, and in the environment we are living in, people seem more interested in telling others what they should believe in. And that's happening, I think, every day. Everyone is telling everyone else, you should believe this, and you have to follow this one, and you have to do this thing. But instead of that, we don't educate ourselves and we don't question our beliefs. Is it situation? I like to use the term brules. And what does brules means actually? Actually, I read this acronym or this term in the book by Fishin Lakiani, and he's a legendary person and he's done a lot of things, and he's the founder of Mind Valley, and he's also the author of this book, the book called The Code of the Extraordinary Mind. He coined the term and called it brules, which stands for bullshit rules. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, he called it brules as a shortcut for bullshit rules. But as we all know, our beliefs define what's possible for us. Our beliefs define the way we act and the lens we see through. So our beliefs write manuals, I would say, or it sets the tone of your life. Based on our beliefs, we design policies and we design rules, manuals, procedures, and based on our beliefs, we decide how we behave and what kind of a person would make a good partner for you. The same thing from the book The Code of Extraordinary Mind by Fishin Lakiani. In the book, he mentioned 5 common brules, which is 5 bullshit rules that are dangerous. Mentioning 5 common rules, but there are a lot others. But these are 5 most dangerous rules mentioned by Fishin Lakiani in his book. So the first one is, yes, we all know if you want to be successful, you have to do some hard work. Success doesn't come easily. That's the thing we all know. But that doesn't mean you should spend 60, 80 hours toiling over work you don't care about. And that's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. You need hard work to succeed, but not hard work in something you don't care or you don't love. And it doesn't mean you have to sacrifice all of the other areas of your life in order to get ahead. And he also mentioned about the second rule, which is the pursuit of money is inherently bad. And this is a common rule. Yes, you need money to live in this world, and we believe that money equals greed, but money is simply a way to show the value for your time, energy, and services you provide. It's okay to want more money, and in fact you do yourself and other person a disservice if you're not valuing yourself. Many of us have trouble asking for a raise. The rule is love is painful. And we can see actually in so many movies, books, shows, they confuse pain for love. If you argue, you must be passionate. If your partner is jealous, then you are desired. And then if you are feeling depressed over someone, that's love. But that's not love. That's envy. That's anger. And we can say also that's sadness. Loving someone is easy, even if being in a committed relationship with someone isn't always easy. Being in a committed relationship is not always easy, ladies and gentlemen. Still, these negative emotions shouldn't define your relationship, shouldn't control your relationship. And that's what we are talking about here. If you start to experience more pain than love, it's time to take a deep look at your relationship. Number 4 rule is people or certain group of people are inherently bad. And the idea that people are inherently bad keeps us from believing we could learn something or we can be better from them. It allows us to easily dismiss people who look different or have different values, different standards, or they believe in certain things other than the ones we believe in. It also keeps us from asking why people act in ways that the rule number 5, which is something that strikes me the most, which is your success should look like someone else's success. I think this is mainly was ingrained in us and planted in us because of social media in the first place. Instagram, someone can have a different definition for success other than you, and that doesn't mean their success should be like yours and your success should be like theirs. Ultimately, success can have a different look and different view for them, but that doesn't have to be what success looks like to you. You do yourself different questions, deep questions. You can sit with yourself, journal it, and have a better insight on yourself, because as we mentioned, we have to question our beliefs. Maybe it's wrong, maybe we are believing in something that's ultimately wrong and we have to adjust and fix it. So some of the questions you can ask yourself always, for example, one of the questions you can ask yourself is, when did I first start believing in something? For example, when did I first start believing in, for example, let's say love is pain, or money is inherently bad, or who taught me that belief? For example, if I believe in something, who taught me that belief? And one of the questions also, did I ever question this teaching or seek to educate myself on this issue from various multiple sources? And the third question you can ask yourself, did I ever question this teaching, which means the one who taught you this belief, or have I ever seek to educate myself on this issue from various multiple resources and point of views? And the question number 4 could be, let's say, what would it mean if I change my mind on this issue? What would it affect? For example, if you have this belief and you want to change it, what will happen if you change it? And what's the effect you will get after changing this belief? And one of the questions that actually I love, but you need to be open about it and honest about it, which is, have you ever discussed this belief or this? At the end, as I mentioned, there are other beliefs we have to question other than the 5 common rules mentioned by Fish and Lakiani. You have to dive inside yourself, and you have to sit with yourself, and you have to identify all your beliefs, either it's about religion, about race, about genders, about anything in life, about politics, economy, the way you define success, the way you look at money and other stuff. So you have to sit with yourself, identify your beliefs, and start questioning your beliefs. For example, as we mentioned, when did you get this belief, or who taught you this belief? Why is it so vital to question our beliefs? I think it's nearly impossible to expand and grow and improve, and even to take and receive new informations, and even make new choices, new decisions, if you are only operating from one system, which is your own beliefs, and according to your beliefs and existing ideas. Because you're not looking or expanding or open-minded about other beliefs, maybe you are wrong. And even if you want to work with others, you will need to be able to accept their beliefs and treat them with the same respect you would want to receive. That's the thing. So you will find it hard to do if if you have a fixed mindset, if you're not flexible, if you're not open about questioning your beliefs, maybe you are wrong, maybe the other person is right and you are wrong. You have to have being afraid to give serious thought to the activities, opinions you receive from others actually means that you are judging them without really giving their ideas your full consideration, because you are have a fixed mindset. So I'd say regularly we have to question our beliefs and discover how many are actually make believes. It's actually not true beliefs, or actually something is fact. It's actually make believe. It's made by people, by our grandparents or people who lived before us. So when we do that, when we question and we try to deal of the world is actually working within imaginary workplaces, school systems, relationships are actually built and operated on old beliefs that humanity. That being said, thank you so much for staying till the end of this episode number 1 of I Am Robust podcast, and I hope to see you soon again, and stay tuned for our next episodes, and follow us on Instagram and drop your comments, your suggestions, your feedback, and thank you so much and hope to see you soon. Until next time, my friend.